Hey, thanks for watching BSGcast. I'm Nat, he's Matt, and let's get started.
Okay, so we've waited patiently for 7 weeks, watching Razor flashbacks, and now we've all seen it, right? You've seen it.
You better have seen it or I'll stop watching this right now, because you are going to be mad at us for telling you everything there is to know.
So, 2-hour TV movie. Impressed?
Nah.
Now, don't get me wrong, okay? It was, I mean, after
We waited that long.
after months of no BSG, it was great television, absolutely. But you know what? I've got to say, with season 2 of Heroes being kind of disappointing.
You're expecting more.
We're expecting more. Definitely expecting
You know
more.
what? I've got to say, for the wait that we had, I was expecting more as well. However, if you guys remember, I was the one before, like at Crossroads, before we, I guess, stopped doing this for a while, that said that I wasn't really anticipating because I was never into the whole Pegasus thing in the first place.
Yeah,
Kane
absolutely.
pissed me off. I didn't know whether I was into the idea of seeing a whole storyline about her. However, I thought the whole Kane thing was interesting. We'll get into that more later,
I think the most
absolutely.
important thing to put into perspective with this is that it's a very good 2-hour film. However, at the end of Crossroads Part 2, we're left in this very crazy spot where we just found out about 4 Cylons.
4 Cylons, and then, like, this one had one throwaway line about Starbuck in the last 90 seconds, which is, like, really the part that got me excited about it. Like,
Yeah.
Razor. I was
And
just
then
like,
it's over.
yeah.
So it's like there's a context for that element of it being meh.
They got your blood pumping right at the end.
Yeah, and now we have to wait months again. Like, they get it to the point where you're excited, and then they make you wait months. They just have not thought this out very well. Originally, when this season was supposed to start in January, that would have worked. But now, this is tricky. Anyway, I think we're going to be getting ahead of ourselves here, so let's start with the Razor herself, Kendra Shaw.
So, Kendra Shaw, very cool character.
Yeah.
Perfectly unlikable, but strong. As usual.
That's just a BSG woman.
Yeah, Battlestar Galactica usually just has these really strong female leads.
The thing I thought was crazy was that they placed the character so well, because they had the difficult responsibility of creating a very, very important character that we'd never seen before. And I thought they just placed her perfectly. Very tricky, very well done. Yeah. I was impressed.
Oh, absolutely. And she did a fantastic job. Like, she was amazing. And, like, it was so interesting to see that whole massacre on the ship and see that she's the one that pulled the trigger.
Because we had heard about that.
Flashbacks later on, and it was insane. She's ruthless.
And it was cool because that was another moment where they managed to squeeze her into a scene that we had never seen before. We'd never heard much about the details of how those people were killed on that ship and how they got, crewman Laird. And it was really impressive to see. It was good to have the cast members back to do it. They managed to put them to put those scenes together so perfectly. I was really impressed.
It was interesting. Again, like the whole like Razor thing and how she's like the perfect Razor soldier.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
She had a hero's death. She had a Razor's death. It was well done in the spirit of Kane. And on to Kane, we get to the Kane and Gina situation.
So Matt called this, like, months ago.
Well, that was season 2, right?
Yeah,
years
the whole
ago.
Gina Kane thing?
Yeah, years ago. Because, I always thought that there was something bubbling under between Kane and her, and it was great to see that after years of speculating on the nature of their relationship, we get the skinny. The thinly veiled skinny, but the skinny.
Yep, it turns out number 6 is just as irresistible to women as she is to men.
Who'd have thought?
I could have told you that.
6 is designed for espionage.
Oh, yeah.
Gina did to Kane what Caprica 6 did to Baltar.
Cylons broke the colony's defenses because of Baltar's obvious weaknesses, but got past the military defenses because of Kane's weaknesses. Who would have thought?
Which is a very cool way to go because, she's always been that perfect general or that perfect just head of the military.
Yeah.
And to get to see that it's all her fault is so cool. What a great layer to add to that.
And it really just explains Kane's heartlessness and Pegasus towards Gina, right?
Absolutely. So well.
Oh, yeah. Like, I didn't like her before, as we've already mentioned this earlier. I did not like her in Pegasus. But this actually redeemed her. I mean, like, even when we see her actually kill her XO.
Yes. Even that was extreme, but an understandable situation.
I completely felt for Kane in this.
And plus, I never liked that actor because he was that jerk from that Kevin Sorbo show that I never really liked anyway, Andromeda. And I liked seeing him die again. That was just me. It was good to see him go. That's just me. Anyway, the biggest, most important part of this, besides the characters, was the lost base star.
For sure.
I've got to say, it was so cool to see the old school BSG space battles and Cylons. It was just
infinitely cooler than the 70s style man in suit variety, but
Yeah.
still a lot good of the original design.
Yeah, they
It's
did
very
a
cool.
very cool job of that. And to see that hybrid from the flashback 40 years ago had been aging, and now he looked like George Burns in a tub was awesome.
I thought he looked like an old Leonard Nimoy in the tub, personally.
Yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed that. The idea that the ship ages, and of course, so does the hybrid.
It would have been nice to see more about why the ship escaped scrapping by the Cylons, actually.
Yeah, that's
a
a little
really
weird.
explain that very much.
And you know, in particular, the experiments that were happening on that ship, it didn't look like they had gone any further in 40 years.
No, I wish there was more about that. You know, this is a theme that we'll probably talk about later. There's so much left unsaid, so much that wasn't answered that we would have liked answer to, and then they brought up issues and then just left them.
So, you know, let's go into the disappointments of Razor. And I hazard to use that word because they're not disappointments.
No, not at all. I mean, like, we're excited that we saw this.
Yeah,
We were happy for this bit of television.
They're shortfalls only because we expect so much from Battlestar Galactica.
That's exactly it.
Okay, part number 1. Nothing about the final 5 Cylons, Tyrell, Ty, Anders, and Tori. Now, that's only a concern to me because that was the big thing at the end of Crossroads 2, and then...
But we knew that this was a storyline that was placed back then.
But I really thought they were going to play with the fact that Tyrell, when he's being interrogated by Ty at the beginning of season 2, he says, "I used to work on the Pegasus." And I just thought, damn it, why not include that? I mean, I'm sure this was before they even thought of this, of the whole thing, but why not include it? I was waiting. I expected too much.
Deleted scenes, Matt.
Maybe. I expected too much. These things happen.
My biggest disappointment was that there was one freaking throwaway line about Starbuck.
And, you know, I'm going to just put it out there. Not enough Baltar. Not enough Baltar. Enough said.
I mean, like we said, the whole thing was entertaining, and the moment it knocks, like, at the end, it just knocks the wind out of you. You're excited for the whole thing again, and then it's
over.
Done.
That's it. And that's the problem, I think. I think now we're waiting for season 4, which, you know, by the way, we're hoping to kick it off in style with a BSG cast from Las Vegas. Been talking to Ryan, the gentleman who writes our favorite Battlestar Prometheus storyline, which is great. So we're hoping to do that in Vegas with every other BSG fan that wants to come,
awesome, guys.
including you. So hop on the MySpace, hop on BSGcast.com, talk to us, arrange it, because we want to see as many people there as possible, because we're going to do a BSG cast from Vegas, baby. And that's a big thing for Canadians. You know, Canada...
We love Vegas.
Yeah, it's warm in, like, April, which is going to be great.
Yeah.
And, well, it'd be better if it was January, Ronald D. Moore and sci-fi.
Gosh.
But, you know, we'll have to deal with April.
Whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll be seeing each other a lot more frequently.
Yeah, and you know what? When we get our hands on that Razor DVD, if there's some badass stuff in there, we'll just have to do a BSG cast about the Razor DVD.
Absolutely.
So we'll be back. We'll be back soon, and thank you guys so much for putting up with us.
Thank you.
See you soon.